Hey man, Ashes of Creation had a wild first weekend. And my weekend was pretty eventful too. But I think this first weekend of phase one testing was super dope. It kind of set the bar. It showed us where we are and where we're able to go with Ashes of Creation. It's kind of nice because everyone is like hopeful and happy. And you don't really get that in your average MMO, right? But with many successes comes many setbacks. So let's discuss what those are. And don't worry, I will tell you how Ashes of Creation ruined my life. Here we go. I'll run you through all of the events from Friday up until now. October 25th, the first day of Alpha 2. All of the content creators are streaming in the Ashes of Creation category, just waiting until they can get their hands on Ashes. I myself went live to talk with our community about the game that we're about to spend the next 10 decades of our lives on. Suddenly, the Alpha 2 start time and development update stream were both pushed back by a few hours. Now, this wasn't a huge deal, just more of an inconvenience. So this left a lot of people kinda, at a loss. So I was like, you know what, let me get in a call with Richie, Roar, and Vladis. Chill with the boys, and let's wait for Alpha 2 together. For the next few hours, we chatted, we bantered. Really quick, man. If you're gonna be playing Ashes of Creation with a specific group of people, and those people are your friends, make sure they know how to say your name. Yeah. Listen, the worst has already happened according
Honestly,
to you.
I don't even chat in that channel either. Like, I agree with SticQeno. It's really weird.
Stop saying SticQeno! Oh my God, there's no you!
Ryu, thank you for the 5
Oh my gosh! 2 years! 2 years, a freaking founder badge, 14 months sub, I'm not VIP, you don't even know how to say my name! We're friends! After we made it to the true release time, the real wait began. Everyone started to flood the servers and it was literally insane. Some people were able to get in with no issues at all, and then there were people like me who were in queue for 5.5 hours. More on this later. Intrepid had some issues going on though with their login that got fixed pretty quickly, but the queue seemed to be the biggest issue. There are a ton of gameplay videos out there, streams, first impressions, and etc. And for the most part, it's an updated version of my time during the pre-alpha 2. The combat looks great, the world is vast, and since it was the first weekend, the hype and interest were at an all-time high. When it came to the servers and the queue times, we had some, scholars, geniuses, some even future Steven Sharifs, man. These people were standing in the starting zones, contributing to the lag in the queue times. These are some of the smartest people I have ever met. Guys, why were you there? Move. This next upcoming weekend, move. The weekend after that, move. We are playing one of the most anticipated MMOs of our time, and you want to stand in the starting zone AFK. What are you doing? Go kill some goblins. The general consensus from the community, though, is that things are on the right path. Now, no one is saying that Ashes of Creation is where it needs to be at the moment, but this is a great starting point. It's fun and engaging at the moment. And if Intrepid can continue to build off of that, which I believe that they will, then I think they're lining themselves up for a great game to come. Servers came up and down throughout the weekend, but we know that's to be expected. The patch notes that were released on the 26th were updated player queuing, server crashes, server grid improvement, vendor-related crash, player movement display, durability tooltip, alchemy station quest marker, and the processing stations and line code. I would say to expect more patch notes like this throughout the next several weeks, honestly, maybe even leading into phase 3. I think a lot of us knew that some of these issues were going to happen and are going to continue to happen since we're in such a raw testing phase of the game, right? I think what they're going to continue to work on, because what they have been working on is stability, player functionality, and the basics that they want us to have in the game, so we can probably look forward to that. And that's pretty much the weekend. Long queue times, stressed out realms, fun gameplay, and oh yeah, Intrepid Studios got hit with a Ddos. Yes, someone decided to hit Intrepid with a Ddos. Here's one of the messages that Steven sent out to the community. We are actively deploying mitigation strategies. We are receiving 250 million plus requests per 5 minutes to our service and are in the process of responding. We will keep you updated. How freaking insane is that? Your launch weekend that you've been waiting to share for so long with so many people, and you get hit with a DDoS attack. They had to shut the realms down a bit early on the 27th so they could deal with the situation. After this, they stated that they have some changes to improve stability and squash bugs for next weekend. I hope that they're prepared for another type of attack like that, because I'm sure it'll happen again. With Intrepid Studios being the golden boy of the MMO genre right now, you're going to have people who want to see them fail. So of course stuff like this is gonna happen. And that is pretty much everything that happened during the first weekend of Phase 1 testing. Bro, I didn't even tell you guys about my gameplay. So remember in my last video when I said I don't think most people are gonna be able to play this weekend? You know what Steven did? He hit me with a Uno reverse. And he said, you know what, Q? You're not gonna be able to play this weekend. Your boy was in queue for 5.5 hours. And there is when I decided to hang it up. 683. I'm fine with that. Just please don't go to 1. Yo. I really didn't want to, but I knew that the realms were having some issues and I wanted to wake up early so I could grind it out. So I stopped streaming and I go straight to bed. I woke up around 3 a.m. because I was working on a video and wanted to prepare for my day. It's October 26th, which is also my 6-year streaming anniversary on Twitch. I turn on my PC and I get hit with a blue screen of death. This has happened before, so I brush it off. I reboot it and it happens again. This process goes on over and over. My PC is making it to the desktop, but it's only staying up for about a minute and then shutting down. I wait until a few shops open so I can see if I can get this figured out. I called the first shop 4 different times, no answer. Cool, I called the second shop. An older dude picks up. I explain my situation and he's like,
yeah, I hear you, but we don't do that.
You are a computer shop. What else do you do? I call the third shop and they tell me they can get it back to me on Monday, meaning I'm going to miss out on testing. I bite the bullet and I say, let's get it done. That entire weekend, I felt like I was watching everybody else play outside while I sat inside and did homework. Just gut-wrenching. Monday comes around and I go to pick up my computer. So I walk in the shop to go get my PC. The guy brings it out to me. I'm like, all right, cool, lit. I noticed something. There's a ton of dust that wasn't there before on my PC. I asked the guy about it. He's like, oh, well, that's stuck dust. Now look, I am not the smartest person in the world. I'm not even the smartest person in my state. Stuck dust? Before I could even say anything, he's like, you know what? I don't think that piece comes off, but I didn't try. He walks over to my PC, takes off the piece right away. No issues at all. Blows out the dust, puts it back on. Am I getting scammed on the first weekend that I'm able to play Ashes of Creation? And it's not even Ashes scamming me. It's a guy at a mom and pop computer shop telling me I have stuck dust. I bring it home and it's working, which is lit. I free up a ton of space, get ready for the next day. Woke up at 3 a.m. and boom, blue screen of death again. I called a micro center that day and decided that I'd go there to get things fixed. I'm on the phone with a technician who is diagnosing my PC. We chat up for an hour and a half. I even talked to him about Ashes of Creation and he told me he was waiting for it to come out. It's a pretty cool guy, man. Come to find out, I had a program on my computer that was causing all of this. I didn't even have to go anywhere. I could have wiped it myself, but I didn't know that at the time. So where am I headed to? Micro Center, right? No, I'm going back to see my boy Stuck Dust. And you're probably thinking, Q, what are you doing? You're an idiot. Why would you do this? It is because I knew it would make for a good story. And I knew while you were listening to this, nobody would expect this. I do this for you and for you only. So subscribe. So I take it back to dude, right? I get a fresh install on Windows. He fixes it and it's actually fine. And here we are. All is well. Thought it was funny. I think it's important though that we take these negative or stressful situations in our lives, turn them into a positive. I've been following Ashes of Creation for a few years, creating for a few years for Ashes, and I missed out on the first weekend of Alpha 2. Super, super, super bummed out. But I mean, maybe it was to give you guys a good story. What happens is supposed to happen. To all my homies that have been playing Alpha 2, right? I hope you enjoyed your time. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Truly, I've been seeing your fighters, your tanks, your mages. Everyone is performing so well. But the Bard has returned. And he's back to steal the show.